Namaste, Mani. Welcome to the Iowa channel.
Namaste, Abhi. Thank you.
Astro in with Abhi, oneness in astrology and spirituality, bringing in awareness with Abhi. What questions shall we ask today?
Okay. So, in the previous podcast, I made mention or asked about the rituals, but you found it that okay, that you needed to maybe discuss the moon more so we understand, as you said, it's Dharma, before delving into the question on what rituals we should do when it's a full moon or a new moon. So, since that you've now explained Dharma, the Dharma of the moon, um, if you can now explain the types of rituals or exercises we should be doing during a full moon, during a new moon, so that we benefit from those energies.
Okay. All right. Common question on all platforms I get on every new moon, full moon. What are the rituals? So, since it's a full moon, question on the full moon, let's discuss the rituals that you should be doing during a full moon. Now that we've discussed what the moon is, a full moon is when the moon is full. It's complete. It's full. There's different phases of the moon, right? Here we see that the moon's energy or the force of the moon is complete. It's full. What does this mean? This means that the feminine or the subconscious mind is open. Open to what? Depending on your state of consciousness, you will be open towards that kind of entities coming into your experience, existence. Therefore, during a full moon, if a person is vibrating on 2, a person will get a lot of 2 activity. What is 2? Let's just say, for example, if a person is living in a state of consciousness where he or she is always angry for the smallest of things, upset, never finding peace. During a full moon, such a person will get more experiences that will make him feel more miserable. Because this doorway is open now to more realities of this dimension. The full moon is the subconscious mind. The moon itself is the subconscious mind. So a full moon, depending on the person's nature, or not so much depending on the person's nature, during a full moon, whatever it is that you're thinking, speaking, or doing, it's more easier for you to form a habit of such if you're doing it in a full moon. Because remember, your mind is open to allow anything to come and take shape in the astral, and then obviously take shape in the material thereafter. So a lot of people during a full moon, if they're quarreling with themselves in the mind, if they're finding a lot of uneasiness, it's then spilled out externally, which creates a whole load of nonsense in their life. You will see that this will be an ongoing thing throughout that month and even months to come, because it's now manifesting. It's a continuous manifestation. This is the rituals that they are doing. A lot of people are concerned about rituals. What people are not understanding is that every day you are doing a ritual. You just don't know it. What type of ritual? Your thoughts are rituals. Your words are rituals. Your actions are rituals all the time. You're doing rituals all the time. So during a full moon, what type of rituals you should be doing? Firstly, I don't do anything highly addictive during a full moon. I think, I feel, I allow myself to be positive. Because it's very easy to reprogram the subconscious to start believing that I have the reality already. Then this will be manifested in the external world in time to come. the material dimension of reality. So I don't do anything that I know is, that can bring about an addiction that's highly addictive.
Mm.
That's the best. That's the first ritual you gotta understand. What I should not be doing. I should not be thinking anything negative. I should not allow my thoughts to wander off to anything negative because it's gonna bring my state of consciousness down. And when it's down, I'm gonna open my mind to low frequencies to enter, which will, multiply. And from there it will multiply exponentially. This is the best time to do the ritual of planting seeds of good thoughts, positive ones, so that they become more of a reality to harvest in time to come. If compared to any other day, this is the best day or best time. 5 days before the full moon and 5 days after the full moon. I've spoken about this many times
Mm.
on the waning, the waxing. 5 days before, 5 days after. You must understand that this is an 11-day process, not a 1-day process like many people think. A lot of people think doing whatever on this one day. Yes, its energy, its force is the highest on this day. But that doesn't mean its force is less felt on any other day. In fact, its force is felt very strongly 5 days before and 5 days after. So what the rituals that you should be doing, number one, you should be positive. You should be grateful. You should be paying attention to everything that's around you, everything that you are. You are life. I am grateful for I am life. I'm grateful for I have an experience to experience. Without this experience to experience, I'm non-existent. And the fact that I'm existing right now, this is the best blessing that I could possibly dream of. And whilst this is the best blessing for me, what type of things I want to carry with me? For this is the only thing I own. The only thing I own is my thoughts. My house was somebody else's, my car was somebody else's, it'll be somebody else's tomorrow or in time to come, just a matter of time. The only thing that nobody can take away from me is my experience. So I should allow myself or program myself to remember only the good, the things that bring the best feelings within me, if I want to remember. But I am a person, I don't want to remember anything. So I go into a state of absolute nothingness, meditation. So what is the ritual that you should be doing during a full moon and days after and days actually before it? You should be doing some kind of meditative work. Oh, Abhi, but this kind of meditative work, it's very difficult for me to do. I prefer doing some kind of ritual involving me doing some kind of thing, to action. You see, rituals are not only things that you do in action. For me, the biggest ritual is not doing anything. You see, this is awareness for Abhi. The question is posed to me, so I'm answering it based on what I do. And everybody else will have different opinions or experiences of their own lives, of how they handle it. And if it works for them, it works for them. But for me, it's not in the doing. For me, it's in the undoing. It's not in the not doing, it's in the nothingness. It's in the absolute nothingness. This is the awakening. The awakening happens from reducing every thought, every conditioning that has happened over a number of years, reducing it back to the point of absolute nothingness. This is the awakening. This is where a lot of things you start to realize for the first time. But if you want to be a bit creative, you can do a little Hawan. You can invoke all the different types of gods, elements, the planets. You can invoke them to various mantras, and you can use Hawan Samagri. and you can offer it to the element of fire.
Mm.
And this is a very good purification method for your home. The mind, the home is the mind. The body is the home. Purifies the mind. Soul, spirit, energy is purified, yes, because it nullifies negative energy. But remember, if you're doing this, it's very easy to pollute the mind again. Once the Hawan is done, if your mind is not controlled, you'll pollute it again. What's the point?
Mm.
So if the mind is never correct, nothing else will come assist you. Yeah. It's just a matter of time when it goes back to normal. So therefore, I'm a very strong advocate for nothingness. I hope this question, see, with awareness, Pa'abi, I'm going to answer it in such a way where I will explain the method that brings about the best experience. And I won't focus on any other thing. I wouldn't focus on any other thing because I know from experience, for me personally, what brings about the best experiences. And the thing that brings about the best experiences is going into absolute nothingness. It's dissolving the mind.
Mm.
You see, the ego always wants to do and see and feel and touch. But the spirit,
Mm.
it's nature itself. The spirit's nature is just to experience. And when the spirit experiences its true state, this is where magic happens. And I'll leave it there. Jai Shri Ram. Thank you so much for a beautiful question. This basically realigns me
Thank you.
as to why meditation is so important. Meditation is life, and life
Yes.
is meditation. And without meditation, there is nothing to experience. Everything else is too small. And for me personally, it's the biggest crime against my spirit if there's no meditation included in life. For me personally. So, Jai Shri Ram, namaste to you, and God bless you, and thank you for being on the session.
Namaste. Jai Shri Ram. Thank you once again.
Bye bye.
You take care, Abhi.
Take care.
Bye bye.